Hey there folks, my name is Peter.
And my Snap-on dealer is gonna be pissed.
That's right folks, so in a previous video I had talked about wanting to pick up the Snap-on Master Wrench Set someday. And specifically, I also talked about the fact that last time I was on the truck, I said to the dealer, hey, do you have the Master Wrench Set? He said no, he doesn't always get them in, but he would put my name on like a list, sort of an informal list. And if they were to ever go on sale, he could call me and maybe I would want to pick one up. So I said, okay, that sounds great. You know, I'm not in the market for something like this at the moment. I have the wrenches that I need. And of course, this is more about leveling up to the Snap-ons as opposed to fit a specific need. But as we know, social media, people are always listening to us. And no sooner did I make that video and get off the truck than did I get recommended something on Facebook Marketplace for this exact set. Now, brand new off the truck, this is a $2,800 set, plus taxes and whatever other fees you may have to pay if you finance it and whatnot. When they go on sale, I'm given to understand that you can pick them up for around $2,200, $2,300, which is pretty good deal. I got this set for about 30% off the sale price from the truck. Now, I actually had to drive about an hour to go pick these things up. The guy that I met was super nice, as have all the folks that I've met through Facebook Marketplace when buying Snap-on tools. In fact, he's opening like a secondhand Snap-on store about an hour away from me. And what was really funny is that when I got into his garage, he had all these Snap-on toolboxes, and he actually had the 84-inch Epic with the stainless steel top that I have been looking at. Now, he had it at a good price, $9,500, which actually is a screaming price given how much those things go for today, but I'm not ready for that yet. The old Husky is still working pretty well, and I have some goals in mind that I want to hit for myself before I make the leap into the Snap-on box. Obviously, when I do finally make the leap, you all will be the first to know. But enough about toolboxes for today. Let's talk about these wrenches. So when you buy the full set from Snap-on, these are the Flank Drive Pluses. And what that means is that they've got these teeth here on the end of the open end portion of the wrench. These teeth grab into stuck fasteners and give you a lot more purchase, and you have a much better chance of getting the bolt off than you would otherwise. Now, there are numerous videos on YouTube of folks making use of these, stripping fasteners just as sort of a torture test, getting off rusted bolts, etc. And you know, some companies have started to make the wrenches like this, and they have this little indentation here at the bottom. And intuitively, it would make some sense that, like, okay, if the fastener can fit down here at the bottom, I can get a greater purchase on it. There's actually no evidence to support that. And the way that it was best explained to me is, imagine if this and this were no longer on the wrench. All you had to turn the bolt was that little indentation down there. Well, nothing would happen because you're turning against nothing. So you don't need that. It's really just a marketing gimmick more than anything. And the Flank Drive Plus is, I think, just about universally considered to be the best wrench. Now, I always knew that when I bought this wrench set, I would want it in the Flank Drive Plus, and truthfully, I'm not even sure that they sell anything else, because I have these wrenches that I unboxed on a previous video. Now, the technicians among us are probably laughing at me because I still have the plastic on here, but I'm gonna try and take as good care of this stuff as I can. So these are the metric ratcheting wrenches. Now, these are not reversible, so you actually have to flip them around if you want to make use of that. And of course, they do not have the serrations in the open end. But that's okay, because you don't always want the serrations, right? If you have a chrome fastener or something that you're definitely trying not to mar, you want to use something like this. If it's rusted on there and you're really struggling to get it off, you want to go with the Flank Drive Plus, because you don't care if you mar that thing. All you want to do is get it off of there. So now I feel like I have the best of both worlds. If I have a delicate fastener that I don't want to mar, I can use the open end on here to take that thing off. If the ratcheting end makes sense, I can do that. If I have something that's really stuck and I need to apply a lot of torque, and I don't care if it gets marred or otherwise ruined because it's probably rusted on there anyway, I'm gonna reach for the Flank Drive Plus. And if I have a ratchet and I'm trying to tighten something down that I wanna hold the other end with, I have the box end of this wrench. So at this point, we really have all of our bases covered. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments about investing in SAE tools because that stuff's not going anywhere. You're probably right. So like I said, this is a metric set of the ratcheting, and this goes from 10 millimeter all the way up to 19. The master set, of course, goes from 7 all the way up to 24 in metric, and from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1 inch and 5/16 in SAE. And boy, this is a big old wrench. The set, of course, wouldn't be complete if I didn't also have an SAE set of ratcheting. So I picked up that as well. Now I'm gonna do a full video on this set because it's not what you're thinking. That's right, folks. I made my first foray into Icon. What happened was I was in a pawn shop, as I often am, looking for Snap-on tools, and I stumbled upon this set. Now, you can see the price here is listed as $75. I did not actually pay $75. If you want to know what I paid, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when this video comes out, you'll be the first to know. So I'm going to set this aside for now, but these are SAE flex head ratcheting wrenches. They don't have anything on the open end that would mar a surface, so again, you're all set from that point of view. Back to the main attraction. Now, when you buy these sets, they can come in all different colors of foam, which is sort of atypical. Sometimes the foam, it's only in red and whatnot. I do have a little bit of green foam in the toolbox, but I think not as much as I have red foam. So when he had this in the green, I was pretty happy. Truthfully, when I was thinking to myself, what color would I want when I do buy this off the truck, I didn't really care. The truth is, from a top down, all you see is black and chrome anyway. You just get a little bit of gold accents. And while you see the majority of this green all around the sides, that's really not visible from within the toolbox. Within the toolbox itself, this does fit, but it takes up just about the entire width of my wrench drawer. So all these ratcheting beauties are gonna have to live elsewhere. Now, I'm just happy that I have clearance top to bottom because I was a little worried about stuff like this sticking out at the top and not letting me close the drawer. Now, that wasn't gonna be an immediate reason to upgrade to a new toolbox, of course, but it was gonna be a reason nonetheless. Now, I'm gonna do a whole separate video on getting these things nice and clean because the truth is, as good a shape as they're in, and I think they're in pretty good shape for being a secondhand item, you know, they could use a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of polishing. I just want them to look the way that they would have looked coming off the truck. And of course, if you do get this set and you're bored or maybe you're frustrated, you can actually make some pretty cool music with this wrench set. I don't know. Something to pass the time, I suppose. So ultimately, this is gonna be a pretty short video because really, what is there to say about these wrenches? They're made in the USA, they're Flank Drive Plus, they come in a beautiful foam setting, they fit in pretty much any toolbox, I would assume. My drawer here is maybe 3 inches tall and I don't know, maybe 20, 21 inches wide, something like that. If somebody needs the actual measurements, just let me know and I'll leave a comment to that effect. But ultimately, this is actually a really good use case of the foam. You know, sometimes when you buy the foam, as a percentage of the overall space that the thing takes up, the foam can represent 20, 30, 40%, right? Whereas with this, there's not a lot of wasted space, right? I mean, you're talking maybe a 1/2 inch on either side and then maybe a little bit more so at the corners. The biggest bit of wasted space is here along the center, but it's really not that bad. Which is all to say, if you were to go on Toolbox Widget, right, and buy a bunch of stuff to get these wrenches into your toolbox to fit the way that they do here, you're gonna end up taking about just as much space as you would otherwise. And the added benefit of the foam, of course, is that if you walk into your garage or you open your toolbox and you see that there's that missing spot, they're usually gonna say, hey, who took my 1 1/8 wrench? Well, it ain't gonna be me. All in all, I'm super happy I was able to purchase this set. You know, the first set of wrenches that I ever bought was Pittsburgh, and then I bought Cobalt, and then I took a pretty giant leap from there to Snap-on, but I never have to buy another wrench again, right? Of course, if one of these were to break or whatnot, you could buy an individual wrench, but I don't really expect that to happen based on my use cases. So let me know what you think. Do you have this wrench set? Is it worth it, even at the significantly reduced price, which is about 50% off sticker that I paid? Or is this just crazy? Does nobody need this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the very next video.